Did you know there was a time when BTS almost walked away from it all? Before they became global superstars, BTS faced struggles that most fans can barely imagine. And in this video, we'll dive deep into one of their darkest periods: the anger, the heartbreak, and the turning points that made them who they are today. Stick around until the end because we have something truly heartwarming to share that will make you appreciate BTS even more. If you're here for BTS and ARMY, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories like this. In the early days, BTS's journey was anything but smooth. They were a small group from an unknown label, Big Hit, fighting their way through an industry dominated by much larger companies. Without the big budgets and connections, they were often overlooked, and sometimes even ridiculed. People said BTS's style wouldn't sell. They were called too different or too rough, and the media barely paid attention to them. The members would go home every night, knowing they had given their all, but the world barely noticed. This created a growing frustration and anger in them that was hard to shake off. As they started gaining a small fan base, the criticism only got harsher. Some people spread rumors that they would fail and that Big Hit was just wasting resources on them. Some online communities mocked them openly, saying they were trying too hard and would never amount to anything. This constant wave of criticism hit them deeply, especially for members like RM, who as the leader felt responsible for holding the team together. There were days when he felt an overwhelming sense of guilt, questioning if he was strong enough to guide them through. Jimin, who takes everything to heart, often found himself emotionally drained. He once shared that he would stay up at night, replaying every negative comment he had heard or read, wondering if they were true. Jungkook, being the youngest, was especially vulnerable. Having joined BTS at such a young age, he had grown up with his older brothers, and seeing them hurt impacted him greatly. He wanted to protect them, but he was young and felt powerless. During one of their lowest points, Suga shared that they seriously considered disbanding. It wasn't because they didn't love music or their fans. It was because the constant criticism and low support left them questioning if their efforts were making any difference. BTS's emotional struggles were real, and they all knew that if they walked away, it would be because of the harsh, unjust judgment of people who didn't even know them. But here's where the story starts to change. Amidst all the negativity, they found strength not only in themselves but in ARMY. BTS saw that they weren't alone. There were fans who saw their worth, who believed in their music, and who connected with their lyrics on a personal level. These fans, ARMY, began to grow in numbers, and their love and support helped BTS keep going. As ARMY grew, so did BTS's resilience. V once said that knowing ARMY was out there rooting for them made them realize that the opinions of critics didn't define them. Instead of letting the criticism crush them, BTS channeled it into their music. Albums like Wings and Love Yourself came from those painful emotions, turning BTS's struggles into stories that millions could relate to. Each song became a release of their anger, their frustration, and their growth. Suga, in particular, expressed his emotions through powerful lyrics, addressing the battles he faced with mental health and personal identity. This honesty in their music brought even more fans to BTS, connecting with people who felt understood, who felt seen. And as BTS kept pushing forward, something incredible happened. Their popularity exploded worldwide. They were no longer that small group from an unknown label. They became the first Korean artists to sell out stadiums worldwide, to speak at the United Nations, and to receive awards previously unheard of for K-pop artists. Every achievement became a response to those who had doubted them. Now, here's the heartwarming part. Despite all their success, BTS has never forgotten their journey or the fans who stood by them. In fact, the members often say that it's ARMY who inspires them to keep going. At concerts, they're known to take moments to personally thank fans, and their messages to ARMY are always filled with gratitude and warmth. BTS wants their fans to know that every success they have is something they share together. They don't see ARMY as just fans. They see them as family. And if you've stayed with us this far, here's something even more touching. BTS has a tradition of dedicating a few minutes at the end of each concert to just talk to ARMY. They tell their fans how much they mean to them, sometimes even shedding tears as they speak. For BTS, ARMY isn't just a fan base. They're a source of strength, love, and inspiration. They've said it before and will say it again. Without ARMY, there would be no BTS. If this story touched you as much as it touched us, drop a purple heart in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more BTS stories. Thanks for watching.